Hi everyone and welcome to Murphy's Law Garage. Today we install a J&L air oil separator on Jacob's Hyundai Elantra N.
It's fast.
Yeah.
Dang it.
All right. Here is the air oil separator from J&L. Jacob is holding his shiny new baby.
And caressing it.
And caressing it. This is what you're going to get in the kit, right? So unlike the Whipple S650 stuff, this can has all of its stuff already done up and it's ready to go. The only thing we need to do is to put this bracket onto the can and then carry it outside to connect it. I've got an assortment of tools here to help me. We've got a 10 mil on a ratchet. We've got a flat blade. I've got a Phillips to help me put the bracket on the can. Long needle nose, and also have a hose puller because I've been warned these hoses might be kind of snug. All right, so bracket. You see it how it says J&L OSC? It lines up with the J&L OSC that is on the can. I'm going to line these up and take the two included Phillips screws and run them in. This supposedly makes it fast.
Nam yang.
Anyways, next thing you're going to do is pop this cover off. It's got a few little ball clips on it that hold it on. You take that, you eat it over your shoulder, never ever see it ever again. Where we're going to be working here is this hose right here. You've got a hose clamp up top, and then there is a hose clamp. Jake, can you see that?
Yep.
Down low that is facing the block. We need to get this hose off because that's where our beautiful J&L air oil separator is going to go. And then the can gets mounted right here where this bolt is. So first, I'm going to remove the upper hose clamp. Going to squeeze it, pull it back well out of our way. And then I'm going to pull the hose off of the valve cover. If you don't have some of these hose pliers, they work great. I suggest you get yourself a set. If not, you can take a flat blade and push in here and pull back. Just be very careful because this intake and this valve cover is plastic. You don't want to push on it too hard, end up breaking something and having to pay to replace it. You see how quick that is, how well it worked? It's a great tool, get you one. Anyways, next, and I'm gonna slide this off right here so that you can see it better. Clamp comes off. I'm gonna slide a little bit of insulation off so that you can see better in here. This hose clamp is rotated the wrong way. And it'd be very difficult to get a pair of pliers on here. Though mine look like it could get on here pretty well. What you can do, Jake, if you can zoom in real tight here. If you push on this side, can you see that, Jake?
Yeah.
If you push on this side of the clamp, you should be able to force the clamp to rotate around, right? So if you're having some trouble with that, a nice flat blade like this let you get a little bit more purchase on it, and you can push that hose clamp around to the side until you can get a better purchase on it. Anyways, once you've got it in a position where you can grab it, I'm going to reach in here, get my pliers on it, squeeze it. See, it rotated it a little further. Squeeze it. Come on now. Things always go easier on camera. Squeeze it and pull it back. Now, I've got that hose clamp loosened in my hand. Don't lose this, we're going to need it in a minute. Same thing as before, these hoses are going to be very tight. So I'm going to reach in here and I'm going to grab this hose with my pliers and I'm going to pull it off. Like I said, if you don't have a set of these awesome hose pliers, use a flat blade and pry. Just be really careful of the plastic. Now, next thing we're going to do is take our can and we're going to mount it down here. I've got a 10 millimeter on a ratchet. Let me kneel down low here. And we're going to take this bolt out right here that's in the engine bay. Real quick and fast, we're going to run that out. I'm going to take the catch can here, route this hose around the inside, and then set the can down over the position where that hole once was and run this bolt in. Just like that. All this one-handed glory going on right here. Let's see if I can do this. Yep, got it. Okay. All right. Now, I don't want to put this super tight because we need to be able to wiggle this can around a bit to make sure it's in a good natural position. And you've got 2 hose connections to make. All right, let me turn it this way. I've got the can right now. I'm going to turn it until it almost basically touches this mount right here. And it's also bottoming out on the plastic part of the reservoir. And then I think a good route to take will be passing this hose underneath here and then coming up to the top maybe. Let's take a look at that. Our other option would be to come around this way like that. Now let's try between this harness and that and under. What do you think, Jake? I like that.
I don't think anything's going on right here, but there's probably too much of an angle to go
Let's
underneath,
see.
huh?
Well, let's try passing it under. I don't mind it. And the good news is that it's not rubbing on anything hard or pulling any harnesses. So in the kit, they include a hose clamp, this guy to go right here. One thing I was curious with is how well this pressure clamp fits. And as well as worm gear clamps work. Jacob will tell you I'm a huge fan of these factory clamps. And the reason why is that they are what's called constant pressure spring clamps. They continually tighten even as the connection loosens, because the hose will fail over time. The rubber will degrade and the connection will get looser and looser. If you have a normal worm gear clamp, it'll fall off or leak. Whereas these style will keep applying pressure. But you can see here, the reason why they don't reuse it is because it's too loose. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to sit it on here. I'm going to take my flat blade, run this hose clamp down, push it back on to the what I assume is the PCV valve on the actual valve cover here. And then I'm going to tighten this hose clamp down, tucking it under like this so that it is out of the way. Let me scoot that in just a little bit further.
Your knuckles still look a little bit beat up from that downpipe install.
Let's not talk about the downpipe, Jacob, because then I might want to fight your car, considering I'm elbow deep in the engine bay. For those of you who don't know, I'll link the video in here, but we did a X-Force downpipe on Jacob's car while the motor was in. And it was very, 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 very challenging. Would not recommend.
Sounds great.
Sounds amazing. Very,
dear God.
Very, very difficult then. Okay. So next we have this hose here, which goes down onto the intake manifold. Just looking at the way that it lines up, it looks like we should just stick our clamp on now. And because we can put this hose clamp any rotation we want, this time we're going to put it in a place where it's much easier to work with. Definitely not facing to the front, because then you'd never get your hands on it. How about like that? Okay. And then I'm going to push this down onto the barb. Now the barb is really long, so you're going to want to back this hose clamp up a good bit. We're going to get up right here, push this guy all the way down. All right, so don't take this lightly. J&L says to lubricate that hose well. I mean, you need to insert the Hawk Tui, girl. You need my Hawk Tui spin on it, because that, I think it took longer to put that hose on than it would the rest of the installation. I get it. I think that hose barb is probably some non-standard size, and that's the closest hose size that fits it properly. It's tight. So lubricate it really well. Ended up getting a Q-tip and getting a bunch in there. Hawk Tui'd and spit some oil down into the hose. And this guy was a lifesaver, because you can actually get down here near the base of the hose, grab the base of the hose and push down and twist at the same time, and that helps a lot. Now this is around about the time that you would find out that you didn't put your hose clamp on and then have to take it all apart and redo it. Luckily we don't have to, because I remembered to put the hose clamp on. So I'm going to grab the hose clamp, push this guy down all the way, boop, it's locked on, it's in place. Is that it? Did we install a J&L oil separator?
I think we
on a
did.
Hyundai Elantra? I think we did. So as far as hose routing goes, we've got these two kind of managed this way. It looks like there's a few different options of how you could handle this. I guess it really just depends on how OCD you want to be about it. Looks like the hose could go under this one, but you'd be pushing up on it, so you probably shouldn't do that. It's a nice clean routing. I think this is pretty close to what J&L had on their site. It does look like you could probably go around this side of the oil fill if you wanted to, but it's got a nice clean path here. Anyways, once you've got it routed where you want it to be and all of that's fine, I'm get my wrench on here. I'm gonna make sure that my can is in the place that I want it to be, a nice natural position. I'm gonna snug that up, not too tight, because this is a plastic reservoir you're pushing on. And then lastly, we're gonna drop the engine cover back on again, and it pops with a few clips in all the positions. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna hand this off to Jacob to make gratuitous popcorn noises for 500 miles or so, and then we're gonna open up that can and take a peek inside of it. Be right back. All right, everyone, it's been a little more than 500 miles in a few days. Jacob drives a lot for work in this car, not only commuting but doing other stuff. Was it like 560 miles or something like that?
Somewhere around there, maybe like 569 because
So let me show you how easy this is. I'm holding the camera, we're one-handing it here. Got a glove on, keeping the oil off of me, but show you how easy it is to get this can out. Lots of short strokes here, it's what I'm good at. Eventually it'll fall off in my hand. There we go. Oh, I see something, Jake.
what we got?
Ew. Let's go look at it on the bench on a white paper towel. I see some condensate in there. Maybe y'all can see a little better in here. You see the nice brown caramelly tinge that it has? That's how I know there's water in here, because you're seeing them kind of dissolute inside of the can. Let's see. You ready, Jacob?
Hit me.
Where's your best gagging noises here? Oh, that is disgusting.
I feel like I did some of that yesterday after Taco Bell.
Yep, there's definitely water in there. You can see it separated. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. You can see little water bubbles or trash or whatever that's trapped in here. Okay, we're gonna get this cleaned real quick with some brake cleaner degreaser. I'm gonna put it back in the car and talk to you real quick. All right, y'all, I've got the can all cleaned up, shiny, ready to go. Let me show you how easy this is, which I'm gonna make a fool out of myself trying to do this single-handed. Let's see. Line it up, get it in the hole. Oh man, my lady will be proud. And then lots more short stroking here until it's nice and tight. There it is. All right.
8 seconds, just like real life.
So, Jacob, you look exactly the same as you did like 3 days ago. It's a nice uniform. You work for Bridgestone?
Affiliate.
An affiliate. Okay. So, anyways, let's have you stand in front of the awesome car. Jacob's car is tuned, right? Downpipe
Yes.
makes a lot of power. The normal reasoning I would give someone of when to empty this can would probably be to check it every 1,000 miles or so, or 1,500 miles, until you're sure of how quickly it'll fill. Because this car is tuned and being pushed really hard, my advice to him is to check this can every 500 miles until he's sure of the rate that it fills, and then he has a good idea of when he's going to need to stop, check his can, and empty it. Anyways, this was a super duper easy install, and yet again a J&L product that does the job right. Jacob, this is your first time in person other than watching the videos of the supercharged Mustang. What do you think of the J&L can?
Works great. It's super easy, out of the way. You don't really notice it, and the hardest part for me is remembering that I actually need to check it.
Which J&L includes window stickers you can put in to help with this. And I guess if you run out of J&L window stickers, you can just use a normal oil change sticker, a 1 and a 2 or something. Right. So you can tell. Anyways, looks great, super clean. It's doing its job. Get you one. All right. So great product as usual. Thank you, J&L, for your continued support of the channel. Jacob, calm down. It is a great product for all of you guys rocking an Elantra N. Hashtag, hey everyone in the Kia gang, or the Hyundai gang, or the Korean gang. Yeah, the gang. Y'all get one of these for your car. J&L is an awesome company, and even if they don't make a kit specifically for you like they do for the Elantra N, they can help you out with something generic, and maybe you can make up your own buying the kit and the hoses. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. Get a J&L oil separator. You need one. And as usual, we love you. God bless. Peace.